Nobody panic. Everything's going to be okay. Because all you have to do is subscribe. What's up, Cyber Dragon fans and Yu-Gi-Oh fans, all the same. First and foremost, I hope all of you guys are doing everything in your power. Accidentally bunts the mic. Everything in your power to make sure you are staying healthy, you are staying safe, you are staying okay. Don't be the idiots in the world that's going out and about having the time of their lives when that could quickly change a lot faster than flipping a coin. But nonetheless, today what I have for you guys is basically what I presume is the new Yu-Gi-Oh ban list, question mark, quote unquote. The reason why I'm so super like question mark about it is because one, we weren't supposed to have the list until the 30th. As a matter of fact, I hadn't finished studying up on what everybody else is saying could be on the ban list yet. I just seen like a couple of people and I was drawing out my conclusions. But I then receive a notification that apparently a ban list is out. So we're going to hop in. We're going to find out what the heck's going on. This news just came at me so sideways. I'm still wearing clothes from work. That's right, guys. I wear a suit to work. I know, it's so bizarre. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh player that wears a suit for work. But we're not here to talk about my fashion sense. We're here to talk about what in the world is actually going on in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh. By the way, is the lighting okay? There's so much lighting behind me that's like darkening everything. And so I had to like, as you can see, I had to like close the curtains, have like multiple lamps just facing me, just so that way you guys can see me. So that way it doesn't look oddly dark. But I presume nonetheless, it's going to look dark. Anyways, we jump right into it. So, bam, here it is, updated today. I haven't taken a peek. I'm like religiously avoiding looking what's on the list. I do see from like my peripherals a couple of blurbs here. I don't know what is on this list as of yet. We're gonna find out together. This is gonna remain in effect until the 1st of April. All right, so without wasting any more time, let's find out what's going on here. First card on the ban list, Blackwing Steam the Cloak. A lot of people were seeing this coming. This was kind of like one of those super anticipated things. And the sad thing about it is every time Blackwings can be something, they were quickly shut down. Like, think about it. Gofu, now Steam the Cloak. Every time Blackwings could have been something, Blackwings ended up being nothing because they were always preemptively or necessarily needed to be whatever hit. And it's never a 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4. It's a completely out of the game type of deal. By the way, I have headphones on because I'm currently on FaceTime. But just, never mind the headphones. Destrudo on the list. You know what? This makes the most sense in the world, actually. This card is super easy to get out. It's super easy to like whip out any, I think, Synchro 8 for A, Synchro 7, I think, one or the other. This card is not the most challenging card in the world. I think this card might have slipped under a lot of people's radars. I've seen a couple of people in their presumptions, but not a single person that I've seen said Destrudo was going to be on this list. I think Destrudo kind of went under everyone's radar, but Konami definitely had a larger scope of things because they put this card on the list. And it's quite understandably so. So you'd think going into the new Master Rules in April, which is like, what, 2 weeks from now? I think it's 2 weeks from now. It might be a week from now. It's a week from now. Anyways, you'd think like going into the new Master Rules, people are going to have the opportunity to enjoy some of the finer art of Synchro Summoning because Synchro Summoning was completely demolished when Link Summoning was introduced. And Konami was just like, hey, we like Synchro Summoning too, but not to that extent. Let's just keep it down back. Let's keep it in check. Let's see what else is going on here. Glow Up Bulb, completely out of the game, as well as, whoa, Luna Light Tiger. This was both of these cards. Glow Up Bulb was in everyone's radar. Everyone kind of figured this card was going to meet its demise. It made no sense to bring it down to 1 just because people you only realistically need to run it at 1. Lunalight Tiger, it's only surprising to me because Lunalights finally became something, especially with Tiger, but at the same time, it's a little too degenerate. So, this was another card that everyone was kind of waiting to see go bye bye, and it went bye bye. Let's see what else is going on this. This list is so far kind of meeting expectations, I guess you could say, for a format that we don't know what the format is because, COVID. I'm trying to wait and see. Spiral Master Plan. Well, bye-bye Spiral. No more Spiral. Goodbye. Everyone sitting over here. Everyone was playing Spiral, and I think everybody playing Spiral was what brought the attention to a lot of these cards, right? I blame this one on the community because the thing is after the whole Spiral hype died down, less and less people started playing Spiral, and you see more variety of decks, or a larger variety or a wider variety, words, whatever. The point is you saw a little bit more variety when it comes to decks topping events. But hey, this is the direction they wanted to go. Honestly, this is probably the best direction to go. But you know what they say. You started the format, you ended the format. If you stay in the format you dominated in. Oh man. Let's see, fusions. Unfortunately, they didn't hit Winda, and I know Winda was on a couple of people's radars. So good to know that Shadal's and the Winda lock is still gonna be a thing. Summon Sorceress is still on this list. I mean, I guess you could say rightfully so now that we have Halki Febrax or Fibrax, whatever, Needle Fiber, Nightmare Goblin, Agripane. Firewall Dragon is still banned, which is very, very good that it still is. Topologic Gumblar, Rusty. Yeah, all these guys are still on there. I feel like there's a card on here that was there and it's no longer there. Same thing with the synchros. I feel like the synchro section was a little bit more than what it is right now. Spells. This is going to be the interesting part. This is spells. No added spells. Okay, so only a bunch of monsters got added onto this list. Let's see what's being semi-limited. Jackalope, so danger stuff. Finally getting, not the entire axe, but is put on, I don't know what the heck the thing is called that you rest your head before you get, you know what I mean? So, danger engine definitely slowed down, but it is not out of the game. I still think people will still be playing this engine. It's just not going to be as populated as it was in the previous formats. And it looks to be ABC Dragon Buster. They've done it, boys. They've absolutely have done it. They put ABC in the semi-limited list. Why? I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me at all as to why they put this card on this list. And to those of you that have constantly been watching this channel, you guys know that I've absolutely, I've like loved playing ABC with Cyber Dragon so much. And I've always ran it at 2, like back in the day, ran it at 3. This is going to be the format. And then they do something like this, which is absolutely insane. Now, there's not too much of a downside to it. Luckily, we still have cards like Cyber Repair Plant to be able to recycle ABC Dragon Buster. But this is still kind of like a jab to the heart. Like this, I don't know, man. I don't know why people, and I'm not going to say people. I don't know why ABC ended up being on the radar. The deck was good. It was fun to play. But I never saw that it was prominent. I never saw that it was a dominant deck. You know what I mean? So sad to see it be in this position. I hope that the shackles get released in the next list, just as how they hit a Assault Core. Sad life. TG Hyper Librarian and Trishula were 2 other synchro cards that everybody saw coming. Nobody likes for people to abuse drawing, and nobody likes to be hand looped over and over again. So totally awesome. Zodiac Trident. Zodiac's making a slow comeback into the game. This is going to be extremely interesting because Zodiac's left in this type of format minus the links, and now they're coming back in this, what I guess you could say for them was the same format, just with links. So you can only imagine the different type of playstyle zodiacs might have. Totally awesome. I guess that was on a couple of people's radars. I didn't really see a lot of people talk about this card too much, so it's kind of interesting to see how this card ended up being on the list. But I guess having 2 or 3 out onto the field can be kind of frustrating and annoying, because this is not I don't think this is a hard one to return, and it shuffles himself, so I guess it makes sense. Instant fusion to 1 was a card that a lot of people saw coming, and then what is this? Mind control. Mind control to 1. This I can be behind. I'm not a huge fan of people taking my stuff. You need permission, and I'm not granting you permission to take my things. Instant fusion, everyone saw this one coming, not gonna lie. So but I think everyone's still fine at running it at 1. It's not like it's gonna be the end of the day. So Zodiac Barrage. All right, I guess it's a checks and balance type of thing, you know. You give us something, you kind of take away a little bit of something, so that way it's not going to be too overbearing. It's going to be interesting to see the Zodiacs kind of re-enter the game as we kind of move forward into the unknown, I guess you could say. Malicious, semi-limited, and then Sky Striker, Mecha Widow Anchor. Interesting. So now people can play 2 anchors. I guess it's kind of fair for Sky Strikers now that they don't have the Sky Striker spell searcher, which is engage. I guess it's kind of fair that they get some arsenal back, because having engage out, everyone ended up losing interest playing the deck. So giving them a little bit more, I guess, gives them more of an incentive to continue playing the deck. I don't know if having 2 Widow Anchors is going to be like, yes, this is it. I think if Sky Strikers were to ever really see promise playing great playtime, I guess you could say, I guess people were going to be hoping for engage to go to at least 1. I personally wouldn't want it to come back. Malicious, this was another card people saw coming too. No longer on the list. Interesting. Pot of Avarice is no longer on the list. I guess I can understand the direction they're going with this, just because Pot of Avarice, I guess it just depends on the deck. Could be not a great first card in, like, the first 5 cards you want to see in your hand, unless you can really push the deck and dump 5 monsters. You can be okay with recycling, but the idea is by the time you dump all those monsters on into the grave at the end of your first turn, you essentially have your board. Pot of Avarice is one of those cards it's a pretty healthy backup plan if you do have it in your hand. It's one of those cards that'll help you kind of get back into the game by recycling a bunch of your resources and drawing 2 cards to replenish your hand. So that way, if your opponent does break your board and you're out of resources, you can still keep fighting. Spiral Gear Drone. They take 1 and they give back another. It makes absolutely no sense what's going on here, but I guess Spiral, I don't know, Spiral may still see play. With Drone being free, I'm pretty confident that you'll still see it come up every now and then. Maybe a little bit more than what I'm giving it credit for. Necroface, it's Deep Sea Diva. I guess it's one of those things where Salomon Greats, or at least Cyber's decks, just in general, is kind of starting to fade out. Salomon Greats never really faded out, but I'm saying in general for the rest of the population of Cybers, those are a little bit more fading in and out. Salomon Great, I don't even, me myself, I don't fully comprehend what's the real go-to play now. I guess people can play the normal traps and try to stay in control of it. So if you're going to go that direction, what's the point of having all of these extra bodies? Now, one card that people did kind of anticipate going was either Salomon Great Sunlight Wolf or Bailings. I don't think they would ever hit the Bailings, but Sunlight Wolf, something ridiculous that was being said was Sunlight Wolf should go to 1. That defeats the purpose of the reincarnation. So I think Salomon Greats are fine where they're at, especially going into this new format. I think it's going to be a little bit harder for Salomon Greats to stay in control just because a lot of other decks are having the free will of being able to exploit their zones again. So I think leaving Salomon Greats alone, and if anything, giving them Deep Sea Diva for those that play Deep Sea Diva is going to be perfectly fine. But this is interesting. It's they didn't really take away, well, they took away the ABC, which makes me sad. But they didn't really take away too much besides like potential degeneracy. But there wasn't like anything too major or like too out of the norm or out of pocket that made me say, "Oh my god." But I guess that's also a good thing because we haven't been playing in what, a month and a half now, so we don't know what's gonna happen with the format. Dual Overload just got released, and yeah, people are kind of showing off what they got in some of the pools. I pulled a couple of interesting things myself, but we hadn't really had the opportunity to really try it out in YCS regionals or anything of that nature because of what's currently going on. The hope is that once everything blows over, total chaos reigns in the entire Yu-Gi-Oh world, that emergency ban lists are being thrown left and right, and we start to riot and have the greatest party of our lives for the success of bringing summon sorcerers back into the game. I don't know. But that's just about it. It's like a weird ban list that a lot of the cards you saw coming came. And it's just one of those things where it's just like they didn't have enough information, so here it is. I think the biggest surprise to me was the list wasn't supposed to come any sooner than the 30th, and here we are on the 24th, 6 days before the 30th, and we have a ban list with no real information about what cards should and shouldn't go, other than a large list of speculation. On the bright side, the speculation really worked out. The downside, they limited ABC Dragon Buster. I feel a lot of injustice here. There's a lot of injustice going on here. We need to do right by this. Somebody connect me with someone in the Konami office, and I'll have a word with them and let them know that this is not right. Justice. Free ABC Dragon Buster 2020. When's the next list? I didn't even see when the next one's going to be. 2020 of June. All right, guys. That's all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. For more content, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe. Consider, I don't know, do whichever one pleases you the most. If you guys have any opinions about some of the cards that made its way onto the list, some of the cards that didn't come off of the list, or some of the cards that did come off the list, feel free to comment in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with all of you. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean, and I will see you all in the next one.